Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. This is Super Robot Punch, ironically enough, covering some of my favorite robots. These are the Jada Toys Megaman collection. So far, there's only 2 waves. I got them both. I've had the first wave for a while, but we're going to start with Fireman, DLN007. He looks incredible. I know I say this a bunch, but if you notice, I only review toys that I really enjoy having. He comes with a spare head, kind of a more neutral expression. He's got a hole in the top of his head. He's got a hole in the bottom of his head. He's got all these great little details, like his little, I guess, the light on the back of his head. Here's the actual little firestorm attack that he comes with. Comes with its own base. Each of these attacks come with their own bases. There's only one figure that is Sans base, and we'll get to him at the very end. But the details are just awesome. This fire effect is super pretty, super clear. I'm glad I have a white background in my light box because I think it stands out way more, and you can see how translucent and pretty it is. The bases are all the same except Cutman's base. Cutman, again, is near the end of the video. I'm doing these guys in order, not by Dr. Light order, but in order of wave 1, wave 2. So again, here's a better look at Fireman. Great detail on his boots, great detail on his face, the armor's perfect, all the little details, all the vents on the top of his head, his torch thing. He's got the lights on the back of his head, he's got the lights on the back of his torso. Articulation's very solid. Fireman's a little more limited because of those really big shoulder pauldrons he has, which he's always had. And it's kind of awkward to get him to like move his arms all the way out, almost in like a T-pose. But yeah, that's the only sort of hiccup. He has no hands. He doesn't have hands in the actual video game or the comic books, or the show or anything like that. So I don't know how he brushes his teeth in the morning. Regardless, he looks incredible. Let's get him into the box and let him pose up. Now, I can't help but mention the colors. This is a running theme through all these Jada action figures. The colors are perfect. When I say perfect, I mean when I picture them in my head, when I see Fireman chasing after Megaman in his level, this is what he looks like. The colors are beautiful. The fire effect is beautiful. You can switch all the fire effects from between his hands to the top of his head, so you can almost make it look like he's running forwards like I have him here. The colors are incredible. Stay tuned. Iceman's next. And here we have DLN005 Iceman. He was my favorite out of these guys when it was just wave 1. I just love the detail on his hood. I love the detail on his freaking backpack. He's got a latch on the back of his head to adjust his hood. His belt looks incredible. The colors, again, just stand out. He's got the red gems on the bottom of his feet. And his cheeks, look at the little cheeks. You can see his cheeks get picked up in the light really well. He looks awesome. He does. Articulation's almost identical to Fireman, short of the fact that his arms can go above his head. No problem. He doesn't have any crazy pauldrons. It's almost like he's wearing a parka. And they just, I don't know what they're doing over at Jada, but they captured the spirit of each of these robot masters, and Mega Man included. He looks awesome. Here's what he comes with. He's got an alternate head with sort of like a whistling mouth. When he attacks with his attack Ice Slasher, he kind of puts his hand up to his mouth. There's a little bit of paint smear here and there. You can notice it more with Iceman just because his colors are so vibrant. But yeah, there's the actual Ice Slasher, the titular Ice Slasher, if you will. Again, another base. The wave 1 guys all have the same sort of base setup. It's the attack with a little hole at the bottom where you can stick the peg in, and you can adjust the height of the base. Typically I like it in like this Z pattern because that's about the right height. Set of spare hands, unlike Fireman. Iceman has hands. He's got sort of cupping hand for his right hand and an open hand for his left hand. And here he is in the light box. again, I know I come off incredibly positive in all these videos, but I'm only gonna review stuff that I really like. There's nothing worse than watching somebody who's miserable talking about a product or an item or something in their collection. But here he is. The colors, again, they just pop. Like, again, I don't know what they're putting in the water over at Jada, but the paint's incredible. The hands are awesome. And these guys are right around $20, and they come with multiple hands, multiple heads, attacks, bases, the whole 9 yards. You can get creative, switch up hands, switch up bases if you want to do that kind of stuff. You can have them fight each other. As long as you have some sort of imagination, these toys are the perfect tools to just funnel that creativity into something incredible. Not what I'm currently doing. I'm just sitting here talking about them. But yeah, no. These Wave 1 guys were a real breath of fresh air. I'm a 90s kid, right? So I remember like the Ruby Spears action figures from way back in the day. And they looked pretty accurate, but Mega Man looked like he was juicing every freaking quarter second. He was yoked. Absolute gym gains. Well, this was it for Iceman. The man himself is up next. And here he is, DLN-001, Mega Man the Blue Bomber, aka Rock. Come on, man. Just look at him. Literally just look at him. The face is perfect. Colors are perfect. Gosh, I've had so many different Mega Man toys over the years. Mega Man's a huge favorite of mine when it comes to video games and comic books and even TV shows. Articulation is just as good as Iceman's, a little better because his parka's not in the way. He's got a little ab crunch, red gems on the bottom of the feet. Just look at it. That's all I could say, man. Again, being a 90s kid, the action figures we used to get back in the day, the likeness was always kind of there. Kind of, not fully, but this looks like you would have ripped it right out of one of those art books from, like the early 2000s when Capcom really cared about Mega Man and getting his anniversaries out there. Look at all the details. The little vents on the back of the head. He's got the red jewels in his little, I guess, ear cups. His little blue mohawk. Yeah, no, this is Mega Man. This is Rockman if you're nasty, He just looks incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's a certain level of innocence in his little face. And now he's pissed. No, I'm kidding. But this is his more aggressive face, if you will. Again, all the great little details. All the colors are where they should be. The colors pop. You can see the gradients in his eyes. It's beautiful. There's the Mega Buster. I wish there was a little splash of gray where like the energy meter is, just to kind of make it stand out a little more. But other than that, love it. Here's the Lemon. Here's his little power shot. Again, just like all the other blasts in this wave, it's got a little hole at the bottom here. Stick it on the base, peg it in, adjust the height, and you can make it whatever you want it. Again, Z-pose kind of gets you where you want to be in terms of the height of the figure in comparison to the actual blast. And he comes with hands. He's got, I always call it the sliding hand and the grabbing hand. Let's get him in the box. Just look at him. It's Mega Man. It is. Colors. Again, come on. This first wave was just a 10 out of 10 in terms of likeness and just an overall excellent Mega Man product. Like, Jada's been killing it with Street Fighter and Mega Man. I got most of the Street Fighter guys. I don't know if I want to start posting them till I get them completed, but I do have the first two waves. We why we're sitting here talking about it now. A little more aggressive. Again, the open hands. The fact that these guys come with extra hands. We really are in a great stage for collectors in terms of action figures and video games. You got Storm, Jada, all the big hits. SH Figure Arts gets on video games every now and then. But yeah, no, for the price point, these guys are freaking incredible. And Mega Man is kind of the marquee figure for this wave. And it shows. Just look at him getting his blast on again. It's just perfect. It is. It's just perfect. If it was any more perfect, he'd spring to life and take me on an adventure with him, and we'd kick Wily's ass, him and I. Oh, well, me, him, My 2 kids, my wife, and my 2 dogs, I guess. Regardless, come on, man. I hate to gush, but I love to gush simultaneously about toys. That's my thing, man. Look at him. Here's the slide. Again, just, I love it. I freaking love it. It looks incredible. If you haven't got your hands on them and you're a Mega Man fan, I don't know what you're waiting on. The prices are still good on Amazon, eBay. eBay is eBay. Yeah, no, I say grab a hold. They're great additions. Leave them in the box, take them out of the box. Do whatever you want with them. Just show your support for Jada for making these excellent figures. And here's all of Wave 1. You got Fireman, Megaman, and Iceman. A really great start. The only way that they could have made Wave 1 better if it was all of Mega Man 1. We're talking Guts Man, Iceman, Fireman, Mega Man, Electman, Cutman, Bomb Man, all those homies. Throw Wily in there for good measure. But they didn't, and this is what we got, and it's still freaking stellar. Wave 2 is up next. And here's the star of Wave 2. It is Mega Man DLN-001 with the Hyper Bomb. Just take a real close look, because yes, it's the same mold as the Wave 1 Mega Man, short of the spare head, but these colors are next level. The attention to detail is next level. You'll see when I'm moving him around, each one of the green parts never touches white without a little lime green accent to go around it on like his elbow or his knees or around his neck. Yeah, I'm surprised they stuck another Mega Man in Wave 2 versus just making everybody buy the first wave of Mega Man or keeping the same Blue Bomber version of Mega Man. But I'm glad that they added that little splash of color. Again, our articulation is exactly how the first figure was in Wave 1. Beautiful colors. Again, even more little details. His little ear cups have gray alongside the white with red as the deep part of the ear cup. Just look at it. It's, again, just little details. Little, tiny little details where you see that lime green that I mentioned earlier. Red gems at the bottom, again. Just little details, you know? Like, it's hard to mess up that first Wave 1 version of Mega Man, and they sure as hell didn't. The Hyper Bomb version of Mega Man just looks incredible. The colors are perfect. I can't harp on the colors enough. And I'm glad they went with Hyper Bomb because the line needed a little splash of green. Here's his face, his alternate face, I should say. Again, same level of detail and care is put into the spare head. Just looks excellent. Looks directly ripped off of the key art for that first game. Awesome. Here's the bomb itself. The fuse is actually flexible, so there's no real worry about breaking that. Great color. It's a bomb. It's got the peg in the bottom. Again, Z it up, stick it on there, and it's the perfect height. Later on in the video, I'll actually stick it in his hands. You can just stick his thumb in the little peg hole at the bottom, and it looks like he's holding it perfectly fine. The Mega Buster, again, same deal. I wish they would have had a little bit of gray where the energy bar is, but looks excellent. And he comes with the same hands as Wave 1 Mega Man. Get back over there. He comes with the same hands as Wave 1 Mega Man. Slidey hands and grabby hands. And here he is all posed up. Looking like he's giving somebody the worst kind of gift. Yeah. Articulation is perfect, just like the Wave 1 Mega Man. But again, I sound like a broken record at this point. The colors just absolutely melt your eyes. They're so vibrant. And that contrast that they picked, I'm glad the white isn't kind of glossy. It's more of like a matte white for his white portions. And that green just really takes just absorbs the light perfectly and reflects it beautifully. It looks absolutely incredible. You know what's weird? Playing the games, I hardly ever use the Hyper Bomb. I am a Mega Buster solo type of guy. In almost any game, I'll just rock with the Mega Buster. It makes it way harder. But when they introduce the charge shot, it makes it way easier. Sorry, rant over. And here I have him making the face and pose that you would make when somebody tells you they've never played Mega Man or they don't like Mega Man. Yeah, no. Come on. He looks awesome. I love it. I hope that they keep moving forward with including Mega Man using one of the Robot Master's powers in each wave. I'd like to see what they come up with next. And here they are together. Wave 1, obviously OG Mega Man, and Wave two's Hyper Bomb Mega Man. They just capture a certain level of innocence, I guess, in their eyes and the way that they light up and just the details. It just looks like you would have pulled Mega Man straight out of the games or straight out of the box art or the manual, not the American box art. Don't get me started. And here he is. Like I said, you can get him to hold the bomb. Yes, the bomb is comically huge, but I balanced it here up against his head. Later on in the video, you'll see me where I mentioned initially, you stick his thumb inside the little peg hole. And one of my second favorite Robot Masters is up next, Cutman. And here we have DLN003 Cutman. Come on. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. All I'm going to say is look at the color. Look at the colors. Look at the sculpt. Broken record status over here. I know I'm sick of saying it. You're probably sick of hearing it. But just look at this damn guy. Great level of articulation on the actual scissors on his head. I didn't know if they were going to do it. Because, you know, the old 90s toy, I don't think that thing opened or closed. And if it did, it didn't stay working for long. Great level of detail on the head. His ears are actually hollow, which is kind of weird for me. I think they kind of stick out a little too far. I'm used to them kind of being pressed up against the sides of his head in like more modern interpretations of Cutman, but he's got yellow gems on the bottom. Again, that white and that orange, that level of contrast is just beautiful. And the detail on his joints, again, that gray, the gray on the backpack, the vents, the gray on the ears. There's little things, right? Because these guys are kind of simply designed in terms of the art. Because, you know, it was on a Nintendo Entertainment System back in the day, so they had to be simple. But these guys are just perfect artistic renditions of them. They're incredible. Now, here's the one difference about these stands. Cutman's actually has a little divot in it where you can stick the scissor, which I was like, oh, neat. Here, you see me being an idiot, not getting it right. Works a lot better if you stick it at the bottom of the scissor and you can kind of just angle it however you want to, keep it as big or as small as you want the opening to be. Yeah, again, they didn't have to at this $20-ish price point. Come on. It's even shiny like a real scissor would be. Here's his alternate head. Kind of got that kind of a, I don't want to say the curse word, but a blank eating grin, right? And his mouth is actually recessed in. You could stick something in there if you wanted to. I'm not sure why. Same level of detail on the spare head, though. They just knocked it out of the park with Cutman. They've knocked it out of the park with each of these guys. And he's got alternate hands just like everybody. I noticed all these guys have the same set of alternate hands. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Let's get him in the box. And here he is. Again, all these guys short of Fireman have the same level of articulation, which is excellent. I'm curious to see how they're going to do more awkwardly shaped Robot Masters, namely like Gutsman and Bombman, which are way larger than the rest of these guys. I want to see what level of articulation they get, because Wave 1 and Wave 2, they're almost identical in terms of body sizes and like sort of body pieces. Here he is throwing the scissors. Again, that set of hands is the same set of hands almost everybody short of Fireman comes with, and it works for everyone. I love this pose. I got him in here. Not only do the figures themselves look very dynamic, you can stick them in all these great poses, and they all come with stands, so you can save a couple of bucks and buying all those stands that I bought like 2 years ago that are literally collecting dust now. And here he is running. Sure, running. Trying to catch something, looking like a turd. I think the initial sort of method behind this pose was to stick Mega Man next to him, because they kind of do have that sort of rivalry. It's almost like a sibling rivalry in like Mega Man Powered Up and stuff in other media and comic books. I don't know why I didn't stick Mega Man next to him. But here he is showing off his headgear, his scissors, his reason for being. Again, the fact that they come with alternate faces is just awesome. There's so much personality in these sculpts, and these designs lend themselves so well to being action figures. It's incredible. My favorite Robot Master is next, though. Get ready to hear me yap about Electman. Off rip, thank you so much for making it this far in the video. You made it to my favorite Robot Master, DLN008 Electman. Story time. He's always been my favorite. I had the Game Boy, correction, my cousin Chris had the Game Boy game back in the day. And I always shot for Electman first because I thought his head looked the coolest. The stage kicked my ass, boy. Only here recently have I beat him. I got the retro achievement and everything to prove it. I love that game. Well, here's the figure. There's a tiny little smudge on his eye. Oh, it chaps my cheeks, man. Other than that, he's beautiful. The scarlet color on his like torso and arms is just perfect. His little, I guess, armor, his vest, half shirt, whatever, beautifully detailed, and it's flexible. It's super flexible. It's made out of a really durable but flexible material, so you can pose around his little half shirt deal. Articulation's the same as everybody, including the shirt, which I think is already an improvement over Fireman because his shoulders stopped him from moving. Red gems on the bottom. Again, lore accurate. They did the red details on his knees and his little yellow cuffs on his arms. Come on, man. How can you not like Electman? I think he's got the most color out of both waves combined. Between the black, red, yellow, gray, green, blue, white on the eyes, flesh color. He's got everything. And yeah, you're about to hear me gush way harder about Electman, than anything else in this video, just because anytime I can get an Electman figure, I've got him. The Ruby Spears when it's sitting in a vault somewhere in my house, a vault, aka a tough tote. Here's his alternate head. Looks super awesome, super happy, like he's excited that he's about to shock you into the next year. Same great level of detail on his head. The gray's a beautiful matte color. The black's got just the right level of gloss on it. And the open mouth with perfect teeth. Who's his dentist? Well, it's Dr. Light. Huh. Anyway, he's not that kind of doctor. All right, spare hands. He comes with different hands because Electman's better. He's got a pointing finger for his attack, and he's got a thumbs up. Here's one of my favorite parts. He's got his electricity. It's flexible. The Thunder Beam. If you know anything, Thunder Beam is the best. It's the best move, period. It is. There's no question. It wrecks everything, not just the Yellow Devil. And here he is. Again, my favorite Robot Master. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm about to glaze this dude like a Krispy Kreme. I love this freaking figure. My last favorite action figure of Electman was the early 2000s one. I forget what company made it, but the articulation was horrible, but the likeness was perfect. I think I'll make a short once I dig up the old version of Electman. But this new one, come on, look at this guy. He's in like the Shining Wizard pose with the freaking Thunder Beam, getting ready to just ruin some little Japanese kid's afternoon in the early 80s. Or mine about 3 months ago when I decided to play through all the Game Boy ones again. Come on, man. Just look at the colors. Again, colors. Take a shot every time I say colors, you'll be dead. He's just beautiful. He's just beautiful. He is. The alternate head knocks it out of the park. Everything Jada has done with these two waves has knocked it out of the park. I saw somebody post something about the next wave of guys, and they're already moving over to Mega Man 2. which makes me a little nervous because we still need like Guts Man and Bomb Man. And I wonder if they're gonna do Time Man and Oil Man for Mega Man Powered Up. Remains to be seen. I guess hopefully they do, because I include them, not in the OG cast, but I do include them. Let's be honest, they're not better than Electman. Nobody's better than Electman. I think the only guy that comes close to being better than Electman is Skullman. And yeah, I'm pretty psyched. They better get to him. Come on, it's Skullman. Anyhow, rambling aside, look at this guy. He can talk down to you based on the pose I have him here. He can make fun of you. He can zap you. He can kick your ass 8 ways to Sunday. And he looks incredible doing it. If you don't like Electman, there's something wrong with you. That's all I'll say. Yeah, come on, man. Incredible. Here's the whole wave together. We got Cutman, Hyper Bomb Mega Man, and your favorite, my favorite, Electman. Now, here is my favorite part of having both waves, is I get to stick them together. Big shout out to my wife. She got me these guys for Three Kings Day. If you don't already know, I am Puerto Rican. I celebrate Three Kings Day, or El Dia de los Reyes Magos. Whatever you want to call it, that's what I got. And I was tickled pink, man. I was so happy. Here is wave 1 and 2 together. Just again, I'm gonna try and make it the last time I say this word. Color. It's such a wash of colors, these two waves together. They look incredible. They do. They're absolutely beautiful. Jada knocked it right the hell out of the park. I am so excited to see what they do next. I hope these guys are doing well. I know I couldn't find these guys at all when I lived in New York. I'm in Alaska now, so you know I'm not finding a freaking thing, period. But yeah, no, I couldn't find these at all when I was in New York. I hope that means that they were selling off the shelves incredibly fast. I don't know. Here is the first set of Robot Masters that we have so far. Here is both waves together. And thank you so much. You made it to the end of the video. If you liked what I do, like and subscribe. I'll be back with more. Super Robot Punch out.